So this one's going to be a little bit different after having played Oblivion for a little while, and I've played Skyrim a lot. So I have some thoughts and some opinions I wanted to share, and so I decided to make this video. All right, so let's do this. First, got some rules I want to go over. Number one, I will only be looking at heavy armors. I will, if this video does okay, I will do a video on light armors, and then I might even do something on, like, I don't know, the Shivering Isles stuff, or because I know a lot of that got adapted over in the anniversary edition of Skyrim. You know, like the Amber armor and the Madness armor and all that, and the Saints and Seducers. So I might do a little video on that as well if this does well. But for now, we're just going to look at the vanilla heavy armors, and only the ones that exist in both games. So, you know, your iron, your steel, orc, dwarven, that kind of stuff. Nothing that is in one game but not the other. So no dragon bone armor, none of that. Number two, style over substance. We are only going to be looking at the appearance of the armor because the mechanics are just simply too different. You know, in Oblivion, your max AC is 85, and in Skyrim, you can get boots with that AC. So it's not even a close comparison mechanics wise because it's a fundamentally different system. I mean, if we're just looking at which one's more powerful, Skyrim wins across the board because number go up. But that's not what we're doing here. We're just talking about which armor, in my opinion, looks better, which brings us to number three. This is my opinion. This is not objective fact. If I say that I prefer strawberry ice cream, and you say, no, you prefer chocolate, guess what? We're both right. I do, in fact, prefer strawberry, and you do, in fact, prefer chocolate. So, opinions are opinions. They're not facts. I'm not saying my opinion is more valuable than yours, and I'm not saying I'm right and you're objectively wrong. This is just me putting my 2 cents out there and trying to stir up a conversation in the community. Because there's some of these armors I really had some strong feelings about. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and actually get into the nitty-gritty of it. We are going to start with that old classic, iron armor. Now, the iron armor from Oblivion, I gotta say, I wasn't a big fan. It looks cool, but to me, it also kind of looks like someone spray-painted cardboard. It looks crinkly, and it looks, I don't know, it looks weird. It doesn't look like armor. This guy doesn't look like he's going to battle. It looks like he's going to Ren Fair, you know? Whereas the Skyrim iron armor, the helmet in particular, that's like iconic. That's the Dragonborn helmet, you know? And if you just swap out the breastplate for the studded leather, I mean, that's the Dragonborn look. You know, it's iconic. I can't hate on that. And it does look like this orc went into a forge and just hammered some raw iron into a suit of armor. And, and strapped it to his body with straps of leather. To me, it looks better. I prefer the Skyrim iron armor. So, for this first round, Skyrim wins. Alright, now steel armor. And I am completely 180ing on this. The Skyrim steel armor, in my opinion, looks goofy. It doesn't look very protective. The arms aren't protected. The knees aren't protected. You know, it looks like it was built more for intimidation than actual combat. And that huge buckle around the waist, it looks like he's wearing a wrestling title. You know, this is the orc world heavyweight champion of thumb wrestling. But you look at the one from Oblivion, and wow, that is a knight. It looks hefty. It looks sturdy. I mean, that guy looks like he could take, some arrows. He could take a lance to the chest and keep going. And I like the fact that around the waist, you could see the different layers, right? Like you can see, like if you look where the cursor is there, just above it, you can see the quilted armor underneath it, and then the chainmail on top of that, and then the plate mail on top of that, because that's how real armor was back in the day. It wasn't just, let me put a thin sheet of metal over my chest. It was layers, because there were different types of weapons you had to protect from. And this really looks like something a knight would wear, and I love the helm. I love the slits for the eyes. It looks very intimidating, and just the whole look. It's just perfect. It's just a perfect suit of armor. I could see myself wearing that armor all the way through the end of the game. That's just awesome looking armor. And the Skyrim one, I'm sorry, it looks goofy. And I picked the one that had the shoulder pauldrons and the helmet with the horns to try and make it a little more intimidating, but it actually made it worse. The Skyrim one, it just missed the mark for me. I much prefer the one from Oblivion. The Skyrim one, you know, it's a classic orc armor look. I like it. It's not bad, but the one from Oblivion just so perfectly captures it's clearly inspired by like this Mongolian horse-mounted warrior, like splint mail vibe, and it looks like it's made of the things that it's supposed to be made of. This looks like it's made out of fur and leather covered in this splint mail. You can tell what this is. You can tell that it's not the most protective armor, but that it's clearly something that would have taken a tremendous amount of skill and a skilled craftsman to create this, which is what the orcs are. The orcs are skilled blacksmiths. That's like their thing, you know? It's why I love the orcs. Because even though most people think of orcs as, oh, they're these idiots, they're actually tremendously highly skilled blacksmiths. Unparalleled by most of the rest of Tamriel. And you look at the one in Skyrim and it's like, yeah, it's armor, but I mean, it never really interested me. I never really liked the orc armor in Skyrim. But this one from Oblivion is amazing. I love this. It's so detailed. That like, I don't know if that's supposed to be Malakath on the chest. I love that detail. I just love everything about this. The belt around the waist. You can see the scale on the knees. It's just such a nice, detailed, highly crafted stylization. Whereas the orc one from Skyrim it's all right. So yeah, this one, I'm going to have to give this one to Oblivion. All right, so this one is difficult because they are so similar, but there's a couple details in this one that really stand out to me. In the Oblivion one, there's no detail on the mask. It's just all scales all the way across. And you can't quite see the tip of the horn on the top, but it's just this round bulbous thing that kind of looks a little phallic. It's just a little weird. And around the chest, it doesn't look to me like armor. It looks like he's wearing a girdle. I mean, I do like what they did around from the waist down. I like the detail on the purple wrap. I like that gray thing coming down, like the loincloth. They did some good things with this armor, but that chest stomach area and the helmet just kind of ruined the look for me. And I honestly, just in general, prefer the Skyrim one, because when I think of dwarven armor or Dwemer armor, I'm thinking of this heavy, thick, hard, brass, just clunky, tanky armor. And I don't get that heavy, tanky, brass vibe. Again, just like with the iron armor, this looks like someone spray painted cardboard with gold spray paint. It doesn't look like real metal. Whereas the one from Skyrim, that looks like you could shoot it with a Desert Eagle and the bullet would bounce off. That is some tanky, beastie, like, heavy looking armor. It's not even close from my opinion. I mean, just because of these factors, I gotta go with Skyrim, obviously. All right, ebony armor. Now, the ebony armor in Oblivion does look really badass. Up until you reach the shoulders. Then you've got these, and I know that they served a purpose, that those barriers that were on the shoulders were there for a function. But if I recall correctly, the function was for jousting. And there is never, that I've seen, any jousting or any lances anywhere in... I mean, I've played Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim, and I've never seen any jousting. I've seen, in Oblivion, soldiers on horseback. They carry sword and shield. They don't carry a lance. So to have these things that are supposed to be defensive measures against the lance, and I apologize if I'm getting this wrong and they serve some other purpose. That's just my understanding. I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure those are there as so that the lance doesn't like go up into his neck or something. And then the helmet. Okay, I could look past those shoulder shields because they're functional. They're purpose driven, you know. But that helmet. Oh no. I hate that helmet. Whereas you look at the Skyrim one, that just looks menacing. The Ebony Warrior is one of the coolest characters because he just walks up to you and he goes, "Oh, you think you're tough shit, huh? You want to fight? Well, I'll be up in my little base in the mountains, training mercilessly like I do my whole life. And you gotta come to me to fight." That to me is that's some gangster stuff right there. And this armor reflects that. This is some menacing, diabolical looking armor. This is the kind of armor that when you see the guy walking up to you, you think, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Even if he just walks right past you, you're like, oh thank God, he didn't kill me. He must be going to kill somebody else. Whereas this other one, with all the gold filigree all over it, yeah, it looks cool, but it looks flashy. This doesn't look like something a warrior would wear. It looks like something like a king would wear, you know, as like a decorative armor. This doesn't look like something you'd wear into battle. I can't. I gotta go Skyrim. The one from Skyrim is just so much better. I look at these two suits and like the one from Skyrim does look intimidating. I wouldn't want to meet that guy in a dark alley, right? But it looks like the one from Skyrim is a demon. The one from Oblivion looks like I killed a demon and I took his armor because it looks like armor. The one from Skyrim, that looks like I fused with some kind of symbiote, a la Spawn or Venom or Guyver. It looks like that's organic and it's just grown out of my body, which is cool, but it's supposed to be armor. You know, I don't want people to think I am a demon. I want people to think I kill demons. And that's what the one from Oblivion Remastered looks like. The spikes, there's more red in it. That's the other thing. There's so much more red. The one from Skyrim, and I tried to capture a shot when the underlights of the around the ankles and on the chest were flaring up in red so that you could see the more red detail. But there's just not a lot there. It's mostly black armor. And if I want to wear mostly black armor, I'm wearing ebony. It just looks better. I'm at a point now where the only thing I make out of Daedra Hearts in Skyrim is arrows. And I just walk around in ebony armor because it's more than good enough and it looks better. With Oblivion, I'm sorry, this is just too awesome to not wear. This armor, this Daedric armor in Oblivion Remastered is amazing. I love the detail. I love the spikes coming off the shoulders, the spikes on the helmet. The face looks menacing. It looks like if you were to touch it, it would be wet. Like it's dripping with the blood of its enemies. It just looks badass. The one from Skyrim is scary, but I don't know that I would call it badass. So for this one, I gotta go with Oblivion Remastered. This one is just better. And of course, we have to talk about the Blades armors. Now, the Blades armors are very similar. I think this is one of the ones that really kind of captured in both games the source material, which would be the original Oblivion game, the closest. But again, I don't know if it's something with the gray armors, but this is just like the iron armor where it looks like spray painted cardboard in Oblivion Remastered. I'm just not feeling it, which is unfortunate because I like what they did around the legs. I like what they did on the hips with the scale, but from the waist up, I'm just not feeling the vibe. And I look at the one in Skyrim and there's more detail on that one. There's more detail on the top of the helmet. There's more detail on the arms. There's more detail around the waist. It's just a cool, and it looks like it fits better too. the one from Oblivion Remastered looks like he's going to Ren Fair. The one from Skyrim, he looks like he's a Power Ranger. He looks like he's about to jump into a giant blue mechanical tiger and you know, form Voltron. It just looks better. It looks cooler. I got to go with Skyrim on this one. But yeah, so that's the heavy armor. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. In the meantime, thanks for checking out my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.